Okay, welcome back to the JD Theory, part 2 of the SoundCloud rapper tier list. Now, where did we leave off? Let's get right into it. Ken Carson. Looking at the field, I loved the X album. I loved Whole Lot of Chaos. Not as much as I liked X, but it was still great. I actually haven't got around to the newest one. What is it? More Chaos, or was that the deluxe edition? I listened to the deluxe. I don't know. He dropped a new one with a white cover. I'm gonna put him in A tier. I like pretty much everything Ken has done. Honestly, I think he's the best of the Opium. Like, I don't even know how you describe him. The Opium, the Legion, Playboy Cardi's puppets. I don't know. He's good. Kodak. Also gonna put Kodak in A tier. Now, I promise you, when he was first coming around, even a few years after, up until really a few years ago, I probably would have put Kodak in the D tier. But Kodak has so many good songs, pretty good albums too, pretty good mixtapes. Funny when you don't take it overly serious. It's fun. It's fun. Kodak has a lot of fun music. Even some of his more recent projects are still pretty good. Like, good production, good quality, solid rapping. Some of them are really odd. Like, I listened to this one new Kodak project, and there's this one song. It's like Deuceus Octane. One of the weirdest songs I've ever heard. I don't know what he was thinking with that one, but overall, Kodak, good in my book. Yeah. K-Suave. Aesthetically, he hits a lot of the right beats for me. He's kind of one of like Trippie Redd's soldiers, I guess. One of his puppets. He's under the Trippie Redd branch. I'm going to put him in D tier. None of his songs really stand out that much. Yeah, D tier. That sounds about right. Kyle. Dude, Kyle had some really good songs when he was first coming around. That mixtape or project, I don't know what it was, with just the smiling mouth. That was good. But I think Kyle did suffer a little bit from trying to chase the pop thing. If he was more straight rapping, like he is a good rapper, but I feel like he was trying to chase that Drake aesthetic a little bit too much, and I think that hindered his career. Kind of vanished for a long while. Gonna put him in C tier. His song with A Boogie, amazing. Song with Chance the Rapper was great. Kyle's got a lot of cool stuff, alright? So, C tier. Laser Dim. Laser Dim drops a lot of music. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't listen to everything that comes out because it's a lot. It's a lot of volume. Everything I've ever clicked on, I've enjoyed. I'm going to put Laser Dim in the B tier. He's one of the most exciting rappers coming out right now, or over the last year or two. He's been around for a little bit now, but he's still dropping great songs. He dropped a song like 2 weeks ago. It was like Mario Coins or something. It was really good. And his album, The Still Cloudy, a lot of great songs on there. Calypso, Luigi, Dark Clouds. Good stuff on there, man. Very great beat selection, too. Unique style. And he's who I was referring to in the last video when I said Glock 40 kind of invented that dark plug sound. But I think Laser Dim does it 10 times better. Lil B, Bass God. Lil B is funny. And there was a point I'd probably put Lil B in like B tier. But it's hard to listen to today, production wise. And he releases so much music. It's ridiculous. It's like comparable to like Gucci Mane or Waka Flocka or any Brick Squad guy who just, drops a ton of mixtapes. Chief Keef, he did that too. I think I'm going to put, I was thinking D tier, but I'll go C tier. Just because Pretty Boy Millionaires with Soulja Boy, if you haven't heard that collab album, it's long as hell. It's like an hour 30. Crazy. But hilarious. And yeah, Lil B's genuinely funny. And he could rap a bit too. He's got some stuff with Clams Casino that's really cool from back in the day. I'm Thrax is kind of cool. Yeah. Lil Keed. I think I'm going to go with B tier. See, sometimes when I listen to too much Keed, it gets a little grating. But I do go out of my way to listen to Keed sometimes. If I'm in the mood for that YSL style, like a Lil Duke or a Lil Keed or a Lil Got It, I'll gravitate towards Lil Keed. Really good. Lil Mosey, oh dude, Lil Mosey had so many good songs when he was coming up. Then these allegations came out that ended up not being true at all, completely derailed his career. I feel bad for the guy. I've even checked out some of his more recent drops. He had like a EP recently that wasn't bad at all, but then he dropped this single that sounded like a 2007 pop song. I don't know, very mixed. But Lil Mosey, I think I'm going to go C tier. Because I think, the people in C tier, that's about where I'm about just as likely to listen to those people right now as I would be to listen to Lil Mosey. You know what? I'm thinking about it. Lil Mosey has songs that I go back to, like Burberry Headband. Great song. A lot of songs off that album. What was it called? North Star? That was dope, man. Every song on that went. I'll keep him C, because besides that one album, nothing really. I mean, I know his big album came after that one, but I'm talking about for me, what I look for, right? Lil Nas X. Lil Peep. Okay, Lil Peep, I'm gonna put in S tier. I fuck with Lil Peep. Haven't listened to him in a little bit now, but whenever I get into a Lil Peep phase, he completely dominates like everything I listen to. Like, I don't know, Lil Peep hits different sometimes. Very big emotional crescendos, cool raw aesthetic, dark feeling to it, a little grunginess in there. And he was doing this before it was like standard to combine alternative rock elements into, emo rap, He kind of reinvented the wheel, and nobody's really ever done it like him. Don't get me wrong, like Suicide Boys or even like a Juice WRLD, they're kind of two sides of the same coin, but that coin, like Lil Peep, cuts down the middle so perfectly. Love Lil Peep. Lil Pump. I'm gonna go with D tier because let's be honest, he had hits, and we were all listening to them back then. We all listened to Lil Pump. Can we be honest? We were all listening to those songs when they were coming out. I don't listen to them anymore. Actually, there's this one song, French Montana, Quavo, and Lil Pump, What I'm Supposed to Do. If that comes on, I'll listen to it. Or if he's like on a Smoke Perp song that comes on my playlist, I'll let it play. But yeah, Lil Pump, you know, honestly, I could probably drop him in F tier, but I'd be lying. We were all listening to Lil Pump. Lil Skies. Okay, this is somebody I'm going to put in A tier. Man, there was a time when Lil Skies was the hottest thing, man. And his first two albums, well, I'm not going to say they were great. Maybe Welcome to the Rodeo I could say is great. Second album with I on it, there was a couple songs. Cloudy something, I don't know. But the one after that where he went full on like OTF, I don't know why he turned into like a Lil Durk fan. I feel like when he first popped, he was more popular than Lil Durk at the time. So for him 2 years later to be like signed to OTF, I think that was weird. Lil Skies had his own wave. I think that derailed the momentum of his career a lot. But I'm still going to go A tier. I still check for all of his albums. He dropped an album this year, Death of a Rose. Pretty horrible, I'm not going to lie. It pretty much left my playlist immediately. But the songs that are good, I'm going to hold on to those songs pretty much forever, probably. I mean, Stop the Madness with Gunna, that's always on repeat. You could turn on Lust anytime. Creepin' with Rich the Kid. Signs of Jealousy, come on. Red Roses, just sing along to that whenever you're in a car. Lil Skies has some seriously great songs. Come on. Who are we kidding? Having My Way, Fidget. Dude. Lil Tecca. I'm also going to put Lil Tecca in the A tier. Now, during the time, like when the SoundCloud wave was popping, Lil Tecca was coming in kind of towards the back end of it. Not entirely, though. His feet were still in while it was still moving, right? But definitely towards the back end of it. And Lil Tecca only got better. He gets better every release. You know, I remember when Bad Time came out, this was after the album Tech, which I think that was 2023, then 2024, and the singles started coming out for the next project, and that single Bad Time, and that whole album. Dude, Tecca is constantly improving, and I know people really love his one this year. I'll be honest, I didn't listen to it yet, but I'm going to get to it. I've kind of been all over the place this year. I had like a death metal phase for like the entire first half of the year. So I've only been like back on my like rap, trap, emo rap, whatever you want to call it, SoundCloud wave, only for like the last 2-3 months again. But Lil Tecca, very impressive. Very, very good discography. Always improving. A lot of respect. Lil Tracy. See, Lil Tracy has some stuff that is just ass. But he's also got some stuff that is so good. What's that mixtape? It has This Year. It has I Remember with Lil Duke on it. It's got, dude, every song on that project, I think that's a mixtape. Every song on that mixtape, fire. And he's got some old bangers, like, around that SoundCloud era, like Flip with Smoke Perp. Nobody knows about that, but that goes hard. All the songs with Peep, obviously, I'm probably going to put Tracy. Don't get me wrong, he's got some trash, just flat out trash. Especially, I listened to his EP that came out like a month ago, or maybe just a week or two ago. That was garbage. All right, but dude, Tracy really has so much stuff that I could go back to. Like, some of his lyrics are ridiculous, like in like a way that I can't get behind sometimes. Then again, all these guys have that, right? It's fun. It's ignorant. I'm not listening to this music thinking it's some profound art, but I prefer it to a lot of profound art. It's fun, you know? I need that release. I think we all need that release. That lack of pretentiousness, right? I think it's healthy. I am, yeah, A tier. Little Tracy. Real quick, I'm going to drop Lil Wop in F tier. He has one good feature on Jungle Book with Trippie Redd. I've tried listening to a Little Wop mixtape before. Horrible. I think it was called Wop Star. Garbage. Also, he has a really old collab EP with Trippie Redd. That honestly sucks too. Lil Xan. Dude. He has some horrible music. I think I gotta put him in F tier. Even though there's one Lil Xan song that I could come back to right now, and I'd sing along every word. Y'all remember Far? How the fuck I get this far? How the fuck I drive this car? Come on. That was good. He had a great flow on that verse. Even Betrayed. You could kind of play that anywhere. I'm never going to put it on, but if it's on, whatever. I can't give him the same benefit of doubt that I gave Lil Pump. Because even Lil Pump at his worst was never as bad as, like, Lil Xan. What was that song? I wake up, I throw up, I feel like I'm dead. Garbage. Uzi. You know damn well Uzi is going straight to S tier. I love everything he does. Even the stuff people tend to say sucks, I enjoy it thoroughly. Pretty often, well, pretty much every other year, Uzi is my most streamed artist of the year. It goes between him, somebody else I think we're going to get to, and maybe like a rock band every now and then too. But Uzi, S tier. Come on. I could talk all day. I could probably do a Uzi discography ranking. Maybe I could even rank every single song because, everybody in S tier, I could probably do an every single song ranking. The people I fuck with, I fuck with. Lil Yachty. I probably would have put him in like C tier. During the whole SoundCloud era, I always thought Yachty was a little behind. But his longevity, his ability to stay on top of what's happening, he's kind of reinvented his style in multiple ways. He's never afraid to experiment or hop on something different. And he gets in these pockets sometimes. I think ever since he got into that Michigan boy boat sound, his flow has evolved. So I'm going to put him in A tier. Yeah, we're starting off this video. We're 20 minutes deep now, but mostly positive. Lucky. I would love to put Lucky in like in like B or A tier, but truthfully, he's like a little underwhelming. And if anybody from that scene should have been like, if anybody from that scene was gonna pop like Lucky did at the beginning of the decade, should have been Thousand Band Fawny. Don't get me wrong, Fawny did have like a pretty big pop when Clairvoyant came out, but Lucky was getting he was getting features with Future, Yachty. He's still like in that mainstream circle now. Lucky has never been the one. You know what I mean? He's not the flag bearer. He's dope. Made in Tokyo. Gotta put him in B tier. Pretty good stuff. His collab album with Uno the Activist, some dope songs on there. Some of his early stuff, like, it was like Hello, Mr. Tokyo or something. His first two albums that came out, it was like 2017 and 18. Pretty good stuff. Yeah, I mean, not much to say. Consistent. Some of his stuff over the last, like, I guess maybe 3 years, I haven't really been checking for him like that. But every time I hear a Made in Tokyo song, generally pretty good, and I will go out of my way to listen to a lot of those songs he had back in the day. Mario Judah. Sorry, but I gotta put him D tier. I Miss the Rage, which isn't even like an official track. I mean, it's kind of awesome and funny. Also, Die Very Rough. His Rockstar remix is pretty funny. But I don't really care. And I've tried listening to some of his other more serious songs. Garbage, man. Garbage. I don't think Mario Judah ever had enough direction to know how to steer his career properly. I think he should have got somebody working with him behind the scenes, promotion-wise, or direction-wise, you know? Matt Ox, F tier. His new stuff is horrible, where he's rapping like a crow. Midwest. You know, I think it's cool he mixes some of these hyperpop elements, but I don't think he does it in a very unique way. It's kind of just bland. Netspend, F tier. Come on. Have you listened to Netspend? Night Lavelle. Couple years ago, man. Maybe A tier or B tier. We're probably going to put Night Lavelle in like C tier. Nothing by him really blows me away these days. I'm just looking at the other people in this tier. I like Night Lavelle more than all of them. I think B tier is more fitting for Night Lavelle. He does have killer projects front to back. Yeah. I don't know, if you like that sound, he does it better than most people. One of the most unique voices in that underground scene. Dope rapper. Night Lavelle. Haven't bumped him in a while, but endless amounts of great songs. Nino Pade. This is bullish, but I'm going to put him in B tier as well. I haven't heard like a ton of Nino Pade, but everything I've heard, extremely impressed by. Extremely impressed. Definitely one of the guys I'm going to be keeping my eye on these next few years. You know, the Lyrical Lemonade freestyle, Relapse. That's a great song, man. Weekend in Paris with Zanman. Is Zanman on this tier list? Because that's somebody who would go in S tier if he is. But I'm not seeing him. Why is Zanman not on this? But Xavier So Based is? Xavier So Bass is cool, but like not many people know about that. People know about Zanman. Why is he not on this tier list? Anyways, yeah, Nino paid B tier. Great stuff. Osama Sun, little hit and miss. Good aesthetics. The problem with Osama Sun, he's like a tier below most of the Opium guys, but he doesn't have a song that stands out. I've never heard like an Osama Sun song that's like is gonna stick on your playlist for months. He doesn't have one of those. Excuse me. Playboy Cardi. Now, I was kind of hinting earlier, my top artist of the year, it's usually one of these two. It's usually either Uzi or Cardi, or like a rock band. I think Peep has been my top artist, maybe a year or two. I don't know, dude. I've had Spotify for like 10 years now. It's hard to keep track. But yeah, Playboy Cardi, S tier, phenomenal. Rich Amiri. I've enjoyed everything I've heard. Do I? Yeah. B tier. Yeah, I think he's better than Destroy Lonely at this point. Like, definitively. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do, actually. I'm looking at the list. I don't want to make another video where I'm, like, going back to it at the end. I'm actually going to drop him to C tier. That just feels a little more. And I'm also going to move Dro Kenji down to C tier. I think B tier was a little overpraise. Still great, but C tier feels more appropriate. Yeah. All right. Tana. I don't know if I don't really care for Tana. I mean, some of the comedy stuff. What was it? There's a name change, right? It was Baby Santana. Now it's Tana. Yeah. Assuming they're the same person, I've heard enough to make a decision. D tier. Rich the Kid. Dude, I'm so glad he had a mini comeback last year. Because I fuck with Rich the Kid. The whole Rich Forever wave, loved it. The World Is Yours, 1 specifically. 2 is pretty good, but 1 you could still go back to. And what was that album? It had V12, Post Malone, Ray Charles, The Money It Sticks Together, Lil Baby and Future. That was a pretty good album too. Then he just kind of disappeared. He did a collab tape with Wayne, then kind of vanished. But the one he dropped when he came back, Life's a Gamble, pretty solid. Shout out Rich the Kid, A tier. I put him there, right? Where is he? Rich the Kid, yeah. Sad Frosty, F tier, sorry. Did he pass away? R.I.P. if he did. Not my thing at all. Never was. Sababi. I've had phases with Sababi where I like him a lot. But I think I kind of burnt out on him. You know when you listen to an artist so much at one point, you could never really listen to them the same? That happened to me with Sababi. Like, I was doing a deep dive on his whole discography, and it's not that long, but I was digging up like old mixtapes that are garbage and old ass singles on SoundCloud. It just really made me sick of him. Cemetery. I mean, keep in mind, Sababi when he's good is great. I'm still putting him in B tier. Cemetery, you gotta be in a really certain mood for this to work. I think I'm gonna put him in D tier because there was a point I was kind of getting into it, but I don't think I'm ever gonna listen to him like that again. Honestly, kind of, no. Ski Mask, the Slump God. See, I really do want to put Ski Mask in S tier, but he fits more in A tier because, dude, you can't go missing for half a decade coming off of a mixtape that was and Stokely, awesome album. But before that, The Book of Eli, and even going back to the first mixtape, it hasn't aged super well. Obviously, 11th Dimension, if you listen to the new Ski Mask, dude has still got it. He recently dropped, what was the single? Catch Me Outside 2. Great song. But yeah, I gotta keep him in A tier. Not quite enough to put him in S. Slump 6. Good flow. Good production. I like his style. Excuse my voice crack. I like his style. But haven't been blown away by anything really. Don't dislike him, just not a fan. Finished my seltzer. And I barely have any water. Getting a dry mouth. Let's keep it going. Let's finish this up. Smoke Perp. B tier. I could go back to Perp and have a really good time more often than not. Don't get me wrong, his style hasn't aged super gracefully. Like in this current landscape, it doesn't sound that great, but Dead Star, even a lot of cuts off Dead Star too, I really liked. I'm moving Dave Blunt's down to C tier. I was having a little too much fun the other day. Does Blueface go down to C tier also? Nah, he had so many hits. Yeah, Smoke Perp B tier. Sofago. A lot of good songs. Never been really blown away by a project. He's kind of having a career revitalization with the whole Jack Boys 2. And he was featured, I don't want to say super prominently, but he was a standout moment on that album. Always been pretty consistent. Evolves too. He hasn't stayed the same since when he came out. I respect that. But I need to listen to more Sofago. I've been lacking. Space Ghost Perp. D tier. R.I.P. Eazy-E. That whole mixtape, bro. What was that called? NASA Gang? There's some bangers on there. Honestly. I've tried listening to other Perp albums like Intoxicated or it's called like Temple something, I think. I don't know. Even Blackened Radio I tried listening to. Heaps of garbage. Terrible. Some of the worst music you'll ever hear, but that one mixtape so good that it justifies at least a D tier instead of an F tier. Also, one of the funniest people on Twitter to ever exist. Have you seen this? Go on a rabbit hole. Look up Space Ghost Perp tweets. They're all archived on... You could find them all on Google Images. So funny. SSG Kobe. D tier. I remember some of my friends when the Plug and B wave was first coming out, and they were hyping up SSG Kobe. I swear to God, I was like, I don't think this guy is that good, and I don't think he's going to be around that long. He had one song that was pretty good. I think it was called Thrax or something, but everything else kind of all right. I just knew that the Autumns and the Yeats, like, that was the future. SSG Kobe felt like a placeholder in time during a certain era. Ugly God. I'm going F tier because it's not even like that funny anymore. It was funny at the time. I can't really listen to that anymore. Wi-Fi. Oh, wow. We got some names left. First, I don't know who Swappa is. So I'm going to put him in not enough information. Let's get Xavier So Based out of the way. C tier, pretty good upcoming album. Upcoming artist, excuse me. His, what was it, a mixtape or an album? Love Story. That was pretty great. He has one really good song with Big Baby Gucci. Not Big Baby Gucci. Who am I thinking of? Maybe Big Baby Gucci. I don't know. Great song anyway. Yeah, the guy who did Drop Top Lexus. Is he going to be on this list? I don't see him here either. Missing a lot of key names for some whack rappers, you know? Like, you know what? Not enough context. I really haven't heard enough of you. I don't really know how to pronounce your name either. But you pop up on my Spotify every so often. Alright, we got some big ones at the end. Summers really does have some garbage albums. But there's so many songs I really enjoy. I'm going to move DC the Don down to B tier. Looking at it now, I don't think his name is carrying as much weight as some of the guys in A tier. I'm honestly going to do the same for Famous Dex. I think I'm going to move him down to B tier. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah. Sorry. Cyber, formerly known as Syringe. S tier, immediately. He's one of my most streamed artists ever. Super influential, super versatile, ever evolving. Anti-World 2 is one of the best modern rap albums, projects. I don't know. One of the best things at a modern rap period. Yeah, thank you, Cyber, for coming back. Because you've been killing it since Anti-World 2, which was like almost 4 years ago now. Dope collab tape with Shark Beach too. Let's see, Take A. Probably D tier. Because listening to Take A now, you know what? I'm going to go, C tier. Can't really go back to his music that much now. It's a little too ridiculous sometimes. But, oh man. Take A had some of the hardest songs. Mega Man. Dude. Yeah. Saran Rap. What was that other one? Young Diego Money. What was that song? Hop up out the coat. We get up with you. Smoke him down like a damn swisher. That was dope. 1000 Band Fonny. This is like me. This is what I look for a lot in SoundCloud rap, period. Fonny covers the bases aesthetically, sonically. His flow, he could get into some crazy pockets. His melody is perfect. His voice is very adaptable to a lot of different sounds. 1000 Band Fonny S tier. Come on. Easy. Wow, we got a lot of big names left. XXXTentacion, gotta put him in A tier. Now, I would have liked to put X in S tier, but some of his stuff has not aged super great, and some of the stuff we've been getting posthumously has not been great. Juice WRLD has a lot of great posthumous album, but I don't think X was really in the studio like that. I don't think they have too much material to work with. And it's a shame. He really did change everything. Rap was flipped upside down. And it's really been different since. So shout out X, Rest in peace. Trippie Redd. This is another lock in. Give me S tier. Trippie. I could always listen to Trippie Redd. Always. He's got something for any mood, any vibe. Yeah, man. Trippie Redd's been one of the most... don't get me wrong. Mansion music, kind of not great. A lot of the singles he drops, very hit or miss nowadays. Very hit or miss. This rollout to this new album... I don't know if it's hitting. He dropped The Face and some other song. And then he just dropped another one, like World's Demise or something. And Saint Michael was cool, but Saint Michael V2, horrible. But Trippie Redd he's done too much. He's made too much good music. I can't put him anywhere but S tier. We're talking Love Letter 1 through 4. Dude, I even like 5. 5 had some hits too. Yeah, man. Trip at Night. What's the one before that? Literally, like, his best project. Oh, man. Has Uka Uka. Bang. What's the name of that album? I don't know. That's the best one, though. Uno the Activist. It's weird? I feel like I like him more than everybody in A tier, but I don't like him as much as everybody in S tier. And since S tier is a little more, I feel like it's a little more sacred, I'm going to let him slump into the A tier. Uno the Activist, Thousand Band Fonny, very, stylistically very different, but perfect blend. Like, they nail that aesthetic, Also, they don't have MDMA on this list either, who I believe is Uno the Activist's real-life brother. I could be wrong about that. I feel like I read that somewhere. But they got a ton of dope songs together, too. Yeah, dude, Uno's pretty much entire discography is dope. I've listened... he has a lot of projects, but I try to check for everything, Wi-Fi's Funeral. Man, Ethernet 2 was one of the dopest little mixtapes ever, man. Where do I put Wi-Fi? It's close between B or A tier, but I think I'm going to put him in B tier just because he doesn't have like any projects, like complete projects I really gravitate to like that. By that same logic, I should probably knock Summers down to B tier. Because honestly, all the Summers albums are pretty garbage. But he has so many, like, bangers. That's the problem. Yeah, I'll give him B tier. Wi-Fi's Funeral. I've been listening to Knots with Jay Critch a lot. Is Jay Critch even on this? You're telling me we got Zelly Ocho and Young Chris, but you didn't even think to put Jay Critch on this? Come on. Who made this list? No Lil TJ. No Pop Smoke. New York is a little underrepresented here. I didn't even see A Boogie. No A Boogie? That's a lock-in for S tier. Kidding me? Xavier Wolf. C tier. Yeah, probably like where I'd put Bones, Xavier Wolf. You know, they kind of fill that. I think they're both better than Chris Travis. I think he's the weakest link of, what's their squad called? I can't even remember right now, but Xavier Wolf is dope. You know, Akina Speeder, classic. Ecstasy. Nah. Don't know enough. Not enough context. I'm sorry. YB in the mirror. Now, I could sing word for word. What's that song? Cooking up in the lab like I'm Rick and Morty. What was the name of that? I don't remember. But if it comes on, I'm singing every word. I'm going to put him in D tier because he had some bangers. But let's be honest, he's a pretty garbage rapper. Yeet. You know where Yeet's going. S tier. Perfect, essentially. This is what rap should sound like right now. Yeet is the wave. His new EP he just dropped. Dangerous Summer. Crazy. I'm Yeet. Come and Go. You kidding me? Yeet is still the most exciting thing in hip-hop right now, as far as I'm concerned. YK Osiris, F tier. I don't like any of that piano singy bullshit. Not for me. Plus, he only had one song. Dude's kind of a meme. I don't know. You know, Young Chris, he had that one song that everybody was bumping at the time. It was like Off the Leash or something. But I think I'm actually going to put him in Not Enough Context. I feel like I don't know. I've heard other songs by him. I don't remember them. Not enough to put him on this list, at least. Zelly Ocho, I'm going to put him in C tier. Very strong on the aesthetic vibes. I think out of Trippie Redd's, like, little squadron of guys, I think he's a lot better than K-Suave. So yeah, Zelly Ocho C tier. He's got some really cool songs. I'm trying to remember the name of... Man, what's that Zelly Ocho song, bro? I don't know. He has some dope songs with Trippie too, but he has this one solo song. It wasn't even on Spotify. It was on like SoundCloud or something. That was so dope. YNW Melly. We're going to put you in... I think B tier is a fair spot for Melly. Because I think he's probably more talented than a lot of guys in B tier. Or had better songs, I should say. But I think he did too many of these, like, slow melodic things. And some of his hit songs just didn't work for me. Like, I never liked 223s. What was that one after he got locked up? It was like, Ooh Na Na, or something like that. I don't know. I didn't like it. I like when he's on his, SoundCloud shit. like mixed personalities, a goofy, fun song, stuff like that. What's this song with T Grizzly? Freddy Krueger, that was dope. Young Grizzly World, him, A Boogie, and T Grizzly, that was dope. Obviously, the Suicidal remix with Juice WRLD. The original's good too. He had a lot of Blue Balenciagas. That was my shit. When I watched the music video for that, I actually bought the Exodus shirt that he was wearing in that video. And it wouldn't be till way later when I actually check out Exodus. Because now I'm pretty well versed in metal at this point, but he put me on to Exodus at least. Young Nudie. I'm gonna go C tier. Very consistent. Decent projects. I don't think he has enough like stand out songs. I mean, you got Hell Shell, you got EA, you got what was that one? That new one? Like buh, 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 buh. What was that song called? I don't remember. Eggplants something. Then last year he did Slimier 2. The first Slimier was dope. Y'all remember that song Dispatch with DaBaby? Great song. Sunflower Seeds. A lot of good songs on that album. But he doesn't have enough material that really stands out to me personally. But I can acknowledge he's really good. Shout out Young Nudie. But C tier for me. Final stretch. Now this is interesting. You know, I'm gonna put young bands in C tier, and there's probably been a point in my life where I would have put him like A tier, but his music has not aged as well. I think he was making songs with like the wrong people at the wrong time. He never like distinguished himself enough from the rest of the pack. Like young bands should have been a bigger deal than he is. He was working with the right artists. I don't know. There was something missing. There's always something missing with young bands. But a lot of great songs. I'll put him in C tier, though. Because I don't think he really compares to anybody in the B tier. You know, who am I kidding? I'm going to put him in B tier. And maybe I think I'm going to knock Ian down to C tier. Because Ian's dope, but I need more. You know what I mean? We're very early in the Ian run. Who else? I think Dom Corleone, even though he's newer, I think he's got more of a... You know, I'm going to move him to C tier as well. I need a little more time. And honestly, I'm going to move Shay down to D tier. And Ice You Twat down to D tier. Yeah. This looks better to me now. Okay, let's get these last two names out of the way so I could wrap this up. Zillakami, gonna put him in B tier. A lot of dope stuff. City Morgue is dope. It's unfortunate, you know, some of the things I've heard come out about him, if they're true. I don't know. I haven't looked into it myself. But if we're speaking purely musical, great. His solo album, super dope. Young Lean. Dude, there was a point where I'd probably tell you Young Lean was my favorite rapper. I still got to go S tier. Yeah. Shout out Young Lean. That's our S tier. Autumn, Denzel Curry, Juice WRLD, Lil Peep, Lil Uzi, Playboi Carti, Cyber, 1000 Band Fawny, Trippie Redd, Yeet, and Young Lean. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. keep this video simple. I don't want to shuffle everything around. Just scrolling through the tiers one more time just so you could see everything, top to bottom, bottom to top. And yeah, once all these 2 videos are rolled out, we'll get back on the WWE content. Just thought I'd mix it up today. Thank you for watching. If you have any opinions, drop them in the comment section below. More than happy to respond. And thank you. Have a wonderful day.